The 2024 NFL Draft is in the books, and the Chicago Bears made 5 picks in total. We'll tell you who those players are. Hand out grades for every player and an overall Chicago Bears draft grade for this year. Ryan Poles leading the charge. I'm Harrison Graham. Welcome into Bears Now. Before we get into all of that, we're chasing a number here at Bears Now by Chat Sports. We're trying to get to 92,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button for daily Chicago Bears videos for 100% free. We're at 91,812. Can we get to 92,000 by the end of today? I would love to make that happen. Hit that sub button. Let's get to 92K right now. All right, we'll go pick by pick here as we are handing out some Bears draft grades. And for Caleb Williams, yeah, when you have the number 1 pick, maybe it's easy. We'll see how it plays out. It's got to be an A+, and I think when you factor in the entire process here and what it took to get to this point, of course, a little bit of luck from the Houston Texans, Carolina being terrible, but I think it was very good processing by Ryan Poles. He tore this roster down, built it back up, gave Justin Fields 2 years of an opportunity, and while he improved, he ultimately made the decision to move on from Fields. Taking Caleb Williams was a no-brainer. There's just no doubt about it. We've talked about the skill set, the arm talent, the ability to layer footballs, throw with velocity, throw the deep ball, evade pressure, his rare football awareness in and out of the pocket, his leadership skills. I really like what I've heard from him when he's talked to the media and publicly leading up to the draft, and since he's been drafted. The numbers spoke for themselves during his time at USC. Huge numbers last year, even bigger numbers in 2022 when he won the Heisman Trophy. He's accurate. He's tough. The guy's cell phone screensaver says Super Bowl's X8. He wants to top Tom Brady. He's very open about it. He said yesterday during his press conference when asked about expectations, he said, "Why would I duck? I'm not ducking expectations. I'm here. I want to win. The time is now." He's tweeting out his love for the Bears. I'm excited about it, and you guys should be as well. Caleb Williams, welcome to Chicago. A+ grade for me. All right, we are sponsored by Mando here on today's episode of Chicago Bears Now. And listen, baseball season is here, and nobody likes a foul ball, just like nobody likes a smelly dude. That's where Mando comes into play. Step up to the plate and take your personal hygiene more seriously with the Mando Whole Body Deodorant. Developed by a doctor, this game-changing formula is safe for your entire body and knocks out odor like a champ. Mando is made with mandelic acid, which picks off odor at the source, keeping you fresh for up to 72 hours. Mando is available in solid sticks, invisible cream, body wash, cleaning bars, and deodorant wipes for on-the-go use. Don't let foul balls dictate your life. I got some of the invisible cream right here. I got some of the wipes right here as well. Both are part of the starter kit, which you can get $5 off with code CHAT at shopmando.com. That is shopmando.com. Check out all their men hygiene products. Got to be smelling better. Don't be the smelly guy in the car when you're on a road trip. Shopmando.com, promo code CHAT to get $5 off. Let's stick with the same grade. Rome Odunze, A+. I'm sure people in the chat will be like, "Oh, you're just being a homer." When you get the best quarterback in the draft, when you get a top 5 player, arguably in Rome Odunze at number 9 overall, it's an A+, man. Obviously, we got to see how these guys develop and play over time. The real grades will be determined down the road, but I don't think you could have asked for a better round 1 if you were the Chicago Bears. Rome Odunze got better each and every year. He plays through contact. He's 6'3", over 210 pounds. You listen to this guy talk. He was a team captain at Washington. He's very eloquent when he speaks. He's respectful. You can just tell this guy gets it. Everybody talks about the it factor. It's it, like what makes a guy tick. He's got all of that cliche stuff that coaches talk about. And oh, by the way, he's a hell of an athlete and a hell of a wide receiver. I'm fired up to have this guy here. Rome Odunze is going to be a difference maker. And how about the situation he's been thrown into? He's going to be able to learn from DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen, a guy he said he has studied quite a bit. That's very exciting. And oh, by the way, it's another weapon for Caleb Williams as well. You look at the numbers from last year, 92 catches, led the country in yards with 1,640, had 13 touchdowns, was an absolute animal for that Washington offense for a team that went to the national championship game. I'm fired up. Can't wait to see some back shoulder balls from Caleb Williams to Rome Odunze, and Odunze's ability to adjust in midair to catching the football is second to none in this class, and that includes Marvin Harrison Jr. How excited are you for Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze? Scale it from 1 to 10 down in the comment section below. I don't see how it could be less than a 10 because it's just that dynamic and a capable duo at the quarterback and receiver position. So let me know. Scale it from 1 to 10. No second round pick, so we jumped to round 3. Pick number 75, Karan Ameyag, the offensive tackle out of Yale. Give this one a solid B. Could end up being higher, thought about going higher, but he likely doesn't help you a ton this year. So I'll keep it in that B realm as of now. You look at his PFF numbers from this past season, just under a 90, pass blocking, run blocking. Missed some time this year with injury, but a 3-year starter, last 2 years at left tackle, 2021 at left guard, so he has positional versatility. So you think beyond this year, maybe he's your Tevin Jenkins or Nate Davis replacement, as both could be gone after this year with Jenkins at the end of his rookie contract, with Davis' contract easy to get out of. Could he be your long-term Braxton Jones replacement? Jones is going to be the starter, it sounds like, this year. Ryan Poles did not rule out Amegadjie competing for that starting left tackle role, but he admitted that's probably not the case. It'll likely be Braxton Jones starting at left tackle again this year, and if he continues to improve, then maybe Amegadjie kicks inside. The point is, you got options. He's got 36-inch arms. Up in level and competition big time coming from the Ivy League, but he has starting tackle tools in the NFL, and he's played multiple positions, which you really like as well. Karan Amegadjie, welcome to the Bears. And oh, by the way, he grew up in the greater Chicago area. And fun story, too, he and his dad ran into Matt Eberflus a year ago on the golf course, and Karan introduced himself and told him, hey, keep an eye out for me. You're going to draft me next year. And they did. How cool of a story is that? Kid out of Yale playing for his hometown team, the Chicago Bears. Awesome stuff. A little bit of a surprise today in the 4th round. Tory Taylor, the punter out of Iowa. C+ on this one. I initially gave it a C-, but I've elevated it due to what the Bears did after this. Stay tuned for that. Look, it's still a passing grade regardless of how you feel about taking a punter in the 4th round. Why? Because you're getting a starter, and Trenton Gill's terrible. Look, seems like a great guy, vibes in the special teams room, but he just was not very good. So you get Tory Taylor, the punter out of Iowa, who was an absolute stud, averaged over 48 yards per punt last year, long of 67, Australian punter. He can absolutely boom it. He can punt with both legs, by the way, as well. And fun fact, he had 1,000 more punting yards than Iowa's offense did as a team last year. Now, that speaks a lot to Iowa's offense, but that speaks something to this kid as well. He's punted a lot. He's been successful. He pins people back. Look, I thought it was a little early. I probably would not have done it, but it's still a passing grade. C+. It's an upgrade for sure. And if he ends up being a top 5 punter in this league, then hey, I don't think you could really end up arguing it if it plays out that way. I'm curious, though, what you guys thought, because this is obviously a somewhat controversial pick. Did you like the Tory Taylor pick? Type Y for yes or type N for no. I'm kind of in the middle. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'm fine with it. F for fine with it, if that's kind of where you're at. It's an upgrade. It's a starter. Bears roster's in a much better place, so I can't really complain about it. Okay, Austin Booker. This is why I elevated the Tory Taylor grade, because Booker was a guy I would have taken at 122. You still come back up into the 5th round and get him at 144 overall. Traded a 2025 4th-round pick to get him. B+, the only reason it's not an A- or better, because if it was just based on where you picked him, definitely would be in the A's, but you did have to trade a pick next year, a 4th. So B+, still very, very good and worthwhile to trade back into the 5th round for. Top 30 visit, that was a common theme. All the guys took top 30s except for Tory Taylor because he's a punter. The other 4 guys were top 30s at Hallis Hall, so they focused on players they brought in. Look at the numbers from last year, 8 sacks. He's got a nice bull rush. He's a little raw, but he's got starting potential traits. He's a traitsy guy. Like, again, you're bringing in guys who have potential. And I think early on, he's probably a rotation guy. You know, he's a guy who's going to bring you energy, kind of play with the chicken with his head cut off at times. He's going to bring that energy. If he can add some moves to his arsenal, that would be great as well. I don't think he'll start, I do wonder still if the Bears will bring back a Yannick Ngakoue or go sign a Carl Lawson, but I do like that they came out of this draft with at least one pass rusher. And I would have taken Booker in the third round. We had him in our top 90 on our big board, and you got him at 144. Definitely would have taken him at 122. So to get him in the fifth is absolutely tremendous value. My overall team grade as we get out of here is an A, because when your first round picks are A pluses and you get a franchise quarterback and you get a game-changing wide receiver in Rome Odunze, Caleb Williams, the quarterback, of course. I like the other three picks as well. If they hit, that's even better. But the two round one headliners give this draft an A. I really like what Ryan Poles has done. He upgrades at punter. Whether you like that pick or not, you have to acknowledge that. That's a third starter. Karan Amegadjie, as I stumble through that there. Probably doesn't play a ton this year, but he could be your swing tackle, and I think down the road could start. Then Austin Booker, I think, will play a decent amount this year. Probably bad news for Dominique Robinson. So give me an overall grade down in the comments. Reminder to hit the subscribe button. We're almost at 92,000 subs. Bear down. We'll see you guys soon.